Hey guys, I wanted to make another video today and tell you a little bit about a trip that I went on last weekend. So last weekend the school took all of the foreign teachers to a city not so far away. It's called Pingyao, and it's this historic city about 4 hours away by slow train. I ended up being by myself because I didn't see the message in the group chat with the other teachers when they're going to go buy their tickets, so I was in a different car, which was kind of annoying. It's always interesting being the one white guy in an entire car of Chinese people on a train. So we got there, and the first thing that we saw was the big city wall. Pingyao is surrounded by this big old city wall. It's been there for 600 years. It's 40 feet high, so it's quite the tall old wall. We headed to the hotel first, which was this really cool traditional place. It had the very traditional architecture with the hanging red lanterns everywhere. And then we just kind of walked around the city for a while. As a brief history, Pingyao was founded 800 BC, so it's been around for 2,700 years now. So it's a very, very old city. The city that exists there now was built 600 years ago. It was built in 1370. It's mostly famous for all these really, really old banks. So we walked around these 700, 600-year-old bank vaults. Also, as we were walking around, we found this little production, this play that was going on, that was supposed to describe something about life back in the day in Pingyao. And I got a little video of it. I can show you this. I didn't understand any of what was going on in the play because it was all in Chinese, but I just got this video of these guys in traditional Chinese dress beating a guy on the ground. So that was weird. That was weird. Everybody was laughing though, all of the Chinese, so it must have been some sort of comedy. One funny thing about walking around the city was the fact that everything was built for a much shorter Chinese man. I, being 6'2", didn't really fit through anything, so there were a bunch of tunnels where I had to duck to get into. Most of the doorways went up to about here on me. I took some footage of the main street here. It's actually the off-season right now, so there weren't that many people there. One of the teachers went a couple years ago during the summer, and she said that this street was completely packed with tourists. So I'm pretty happy that we didn't have to deal with so many people while we were there. At the same time though, it was off-season because it was so cold. No other tourist wanted to walk around this ancient city in 20-degree weather. So it was below freezing and we were all bundled up the entire time. I was very, very cold the entire time. But it was cool. It was very cool to see the city. But one of the things that I really enjoyed about touring Pingyao and touring old cities in general was the signs. The English translation of Chinese signs are absolutely hilarious. So oftentimes you go into restaurants and you see, even this happened in Beijing too, you go into a restaurant and you look at a card and they translate things in English and they just don't make any sense whatsoever. So there's mushroom rape. There's a translation that I really enjoyed. It starts out pretty well. It says, "This is a carriage pulled by a horse." That's a solid English sentence, and then from there it just starts to make less and less sense. So Biao had S, it in it when they go out. Okay. The design of the weds, IS longplex, they're 18 small sticks, and then it just doesn't make any sense anymore. By the fourth line, it's a jumble of letters. There are no words, no meaning to be derived from that. And then at the end, it cleans itself up a bit, so the last few words actually make sense. But yeah, it's really amusing. It's very, very funny to see these translations. After spending the day and spending a night in Pingyao, we went to the Chow family compound, which is this really large old Chinese estate. So we took a bus down to the Chow family compound. It was just very old traditional Chinese architecture, same kind of thing, sloping roofs, red lanterns, very cool, very picturesque. It was still freezing the entire time. In fact, I think the second day was a lot colder than the first day, so we were bundled up nicely. Then we headed up to Taiyuan, which is the capital of Shanxi. It's the province southwest of Hebei, which is my province. We headed up to that city, had lunch there, and then took a train back to Shijiazhuang. So that was the trip. We got back to Shijiazhuang to complete winter. Luckily, the heater in the school and in the apartments have been turned on because for about 3 weeks it was freezing. I was wearing my jacket, my hat, and my scarf in my apartment, even though I had this heater going up on the wall. The main heating in the building was still off. So every time I would go to bed, I'd turn off the heater and then I'd wake up and it would be 40 degrees in my apartment. But luckily, it's all on now. I'm much warmer. And yesterday was Thanksgiving. I've been doing some Thanksgiving lessons, talking about foods, which my kids have liked. That's all for today. I will make more videos in the future.